right, we're back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. Today is Monday, May 11th. First and foremost, shout out to my sister-in-law Emily for her birthday today. Happy birthday, Emily. Sorry I'm not playing Dave Matthews for you on your birthday. Emily had herself a early birthday present last month with the introduction of a new member to the family. And we all love Graham already. So anyway, May 11th. We're pretty heavy here, Song of the Day, with classic rock, as you may have noticed. And today is no exception. But as we go along, certainly I do have a lot of love for different kinds of music. We're going to be hearing, 1940s music. Huge fan of that. Hip hop. 2000s, I do some bluegrass stuff. I like a little bit of everything except for country music, but even then, some of that bluegrass stuff I like. Sounds pretty kind of country-ish, but not the commercial stuff. But anyway, it'll generally be classic rock or pop or stuff like that, but we are going to branch out at Song of the Day. But today, we're going to stick with our usual because today is a birthday. It's Eric Burdon's birthday. He is 79. And for those of you that don't know, he was in the band The Animals. The best t-shirt I could get for this occasion was this shirt, which is a Pink Floyd shirt, but it's the album Animals, so it's appropriate. One of these days I am going to run out of shirts and start having to double up, but we're not there yet. So The Animals, British rock band that was responsible for bringing a lot of this bluesy rock to the United States. They had a pretty short career. I think it was really like a 2-year career of recording, and then they broke up. But they do have a lot of hits, and it seems like I was introduced to the Animals probably through all the movies in the late 70s and early 80s that they were making about Vietnam. They always had an Animal song in it for sure. So you would hear that pretty regularly there. And it was played on the radio. Of course, we would hear House of the Rising Sun a lot on the radio, so you all know that song. That song, the story of that song is that they were touring, the Animals were touring with someone, and they heard the guy that sang that song play it ahead of them, and so they adopted it and started playing it, and they would play it as their last song. They wanted to do what other bands weren't doing to kind of stick out a little bit. So rather than closing with a really rockin' number, they would close with House of the Rising Sun, and that kind of got them attention. The story for that song also is that that record is one take. It was recorded in one take, and that was it. It took 15 minutes to produce. The original song is like 4.5 minutes long, which is way too long for a single. So the one in the United States that was put out was a chopped version at like just under 3 minutes. And it didn't come out, the full-length song didn't even come out on an album until much later. And I don't even think it was on an album in the UK until later either. It wasn't on an album in the UK. So other songs from the Animals, It's My Life, Bring It On Home to Me. A lot of these are songs that were written by bluesmen, other people. We Got to Get Out of This Place. The first time I heard We Got to Get Out of This Place was, of all people, Blue Oyster Cult. Blue Oyster Cult did a version of that on their, was it Some Enchanted Evening, a live album? Possibly, but anyway, I had no idea it was an Animal song at that time. I was in 8th grade, but I do remember hearing that song. I'm Crying, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood, awesome song. Sky Pilot was always weird to me. They used that as an advertisement for the 60s program that they would do on WPLR, so that's one of the songs that you would hear in the promo. It's a pretty good song. It's all right. I think When I Was Young was probably one of my favorites from them growing up. So the band breaks up. Eric Burdon joins the group War, and they even named the band Eric Burdon in War. And they put out in 1970 that song Spill the Wine. Now, Spill the Wine was also a song that they played a lot on WPLR on Sundays. And I've always liked that song. If you always don't remember that song, it's kind of Eric Burdon's going on and on about being under a tree, and this woman walks up to him. I don't even remember the whole story, but Spill the Wine is a great song. Kind of builds up, and builds up. After that, the Animals, Eric Burdon kind of like, he kept going back and reforming the Animals. It was like Eric Burdon, but he had to call it Eric Burdon and the Animals for copyright reasons. He lost a court battle that went on for a long time for the name The Animals alone. And another guy in the band ended up wanting to use it. So he had to be Eric Burdon and the Animals, and even that version would change over the decades. And I think even at one point they called it Eric Burdon and the New Animals. And it's crazy. It's just a story that just kept going back and forth about copyrights and stuff. And even House of the Rising Sun, all the rights to that song went to the one guy who claimed them, and that was a court battle forever because they just said that they just didn't have enough room to write down the credits for the rest of the band, and he didn't really deserve sole credit, but he won sole credit for it. So that's the Animals. That's the story of the Animals. I have a song of the day that I haven't mentioned yet, because in the last maybe 5 years I heard this song, and I don't know where I heard it. I'm trying to think. Maybe I must have heard it on a satellite radio, because that's where you get a lot of stuff these days. But this song and this video is looks like it's from a movie, but another song that they recorded that was not theirs, but this song and even this video I think is a little short. But anyway, the song is Round and Round. It's a great song. It's just upbeat. It's a good way to start your Monday. You watch the video, watch them play. It's a lot of fun. It's a great song. Animals, song of the day. Have a good Monday. We'll see you on the flip side.